After 15 years of shared life raising children, building traditions, laughing over burnt toast, and late-night movies, my marriage began to quietly decay. Like a house left unattended. At first, it was subtle, a distant look in her eyes, the shift in her tone when I asked simple questions, the way she lingered in the mirror just a little longer before work dinners. I told myself these were normal phases, that all relationships weather dry seasons. But denial has a shelf life, and mine was expiring fast. Her name is Emily. She was my partner, my confidant, the mother of our children. I had memorized the rhythms of her breath, the way she twisted her hair when nervous, how she laughed a little too loudly when tipsy. We had endured life's swings together, job losses, promotions, births, family holidays, and I thought we had emerged stronger for it. But love, it turns out, is not immune to erosion when it's neglected. And I hadn't realized just how far she had drifted until I saw the glint in her eyes when she thought I wasn't looking. Not for me, for someone else. She dressed differently now, subtle but deliberate. Her phone was never left unattended. Whispers through closed doors, unexplained absences. The glowing screen at midnight that she'd hide the moment I stirred. I didn't want to believe what I already knew. But the night she leaned in, her lips brushing my ear, and said, "Jake, tonight I just want to feel young again." Wild, free, I felt something deep inside me fracture. What she didn't know, couldn't have guessed, was that I had already begun preparing for this moment. I had seen enough, heard enough, felt enough. I'd packed her belongings while she was out, suitcase by suitcase, each fold of fabric a silent farewell. I changed the locks, each twist of the screwdriver a promise to myself. And the final piece of the puzzle, her lover's wife, a stranger until now. But pain has a way of forming alliances. She had her own story, a home full of broken trust. Her own suspicions confirmed by the same signs I'd seen. We shared our grief, our anger, and our need for the truth to come to light. They had planned a romantic rendezvous at a downtown restaurant, a place full of candlelight and illusion. Instead, he arrived to find his wife waiting, divorce papers clutched tightly in her shaking hand. Her voice, trembling with fury and grief, cut through the clatter of dishes and murmurs. Diners turned their heads. He froze, and then Emily entered dressed. In confidence, her steps light, expectant. She spotted him first, but instead of a warm greeting, her smile faltered. Her eyes shifted to the woman beside him, then to the documents on the table. And in that moment, the fantasy she'd spun unraveled like cheap thread. Back home, I sat alone in the silence we used to share, surrounded by remnants of a life that had already ended in her heart, long before I accepted it. When she returned, it wasn't to the same house. The locks had changed. Her bags waited by the door. My phone lit up, first with confusion, then panic, then pleas. Apologies poured in, desperate and frantic. Promises she would have laughed at only days before. But I said nothing. I owed myself that silence. This wasn't vengeance. I wasn't trying to humiliate her. I simply needed the truth to be seen, not just by me, not whispered in secrecy, but in the light, where it couldn't hide. She made her choices, and I made mine. I chose peace over poison, dignity over drama. I chose my children, my future, and the shattered remains of my self-worth, which I would rebuild not with her, but without her. 15 years, that's what we shared. But in one night, with one lie too many, she dismantled it all. And while the echo of those years may still haunt the halls of this house for a while, I know now that sometimes the most painful endings are the ones that free you. I didn't just lose a wife, I gained clarity. I gained the strength to begin again, on my own terms. Let her chase youth and freedom. I have found something far more valuable: truth, stillness, and the quiet promise of a new beginning.